Welcome back, viewers. In today's video we'll be sharing with the latest news and information about immigration to United States. We are going to learn prediction to February 2023 Visa Bulletin. Family-based category and employment-based category. We analyzed recent and previous Visa Bulletin and related data for February 2023 Visa Bulletin prediction. We're also going to see about 7% per country cap, and when will the interview be scheduled. If you are interested in these type of videos or want to learn about these matters, then stick till the end of this video. By sticking with us you will stay all updated, as this is our motto, to keep sharing the most authentic and latest news about US immigration, law matters and other related factors. After the disappointing Visa Bulletin release from last month with no movement in priority dates, green card applicants are eager to see if any dates will advance in the upcoming February 2023 Visa Bulletin. We brought the latest information for you. Let's first check the family-based categories. These Visa Bulletin predictions are estimates based on recent movement in the family-based category and should not be relied upon as legal advice. They indicate how far forward the FINA action dates may advance in the coming month. F1. Unmarried adult sons and daughters of U.S. citizens. China, no movement. India, no movement. Mexico, no movement. Philippines, no movement. All other countries, no movement. F2A. Spouses and minors, unmarried sons and daughters of LPRS. China, current. India, current. Mexico, current. Philippines, current. All other countries, current. F2B. Unmarried adult daughters and sons of LPRS. China, no movement. India, no movement. Mexico, no movement. Philippines, no movement. All other countries, no movement. F3. Married adult sons and citizens of U.S. citizens. China, no movement. India, no movement. Mexico, no movement. Philippines, no movement. All other countries, no movement. F4. Brothers and sisters of U.S. citizens. China, no movement. India, no movement. Mexico, no movement. Philippines, no movement. All other countries, no movement. Numbers for the family-based preference categories. F1 Unmarried adult sons and daughters of U.S. citizens. 23,400 plus, and numbers not required for fourth preference. F2 Spouses and children, and unmarried sons and daughters of permanent residents. 114,200, plus the number by which the worldwide family preference level exceeds 226,000, plus any unused first preference numbers. F2A Spouses and children of permanent residents. 77% of the overall second preference limitation, of which 75% are exempt from the pre-country limit. F2B Unmarried adult sons and daughters of permanent residents. 23% of the overall second preference limitation. F3 Married sons and daughters of U.S. citizens. 23,400 plus any numbers required by first and second preference. F4 Brothers and sisters of adult U.S. citizens. 65,000 plus any number not required by first three preferences. Now let's see employment-based category. These Visa Bulletin predictions are estimates based on recent movement in the employment-based categories and should not be relied upon as legal advice. EB1 Priority workers. India 2 weeks. China 2 weeks. All other countries remain current. EB2 Members of professions holding advanced degrees or persons of exceptional ability. India 1 week. China 1 week. All other countries 2 weeks. EB3 Professionals and skilled workers. India 1 weeks. China 1 weeks. All other countries remain current. Numbers for the employment-based preference categories. EB1 Priority workers, 28.6% of the worldwide employment-based preference level, plus any number not required for fourth and fifth preference. EB2 Members of the professions holding advanced degrees or persons of exceptional ability. 28.6% of the worldwide employment-based preference level, plus any numbers not required by first preference. EB3 skilled workers, professionals and other workers. 28.6% of the worldwide level, plus any number not required first and second preference. Not more than 10,000 of which to other workers. EB4 certain special immigrants. 7.1% of the worldwide level. EB5 employment creation, 7.1% of the worldwide level, of which 32% are reserved as follows: 20% for qualified immigrants who invest in rural area, 10% reserved for qualified immigrants who invest in a high unemployment area, and 2% reserved or qualified immigrants who invest in infrastructure projects. The remaining 68% are unreserved and are allotted for all other qualified immigrants. About 7% per country cap. For the family and employment preference categories, the law imposes a limit on how many immigrants from any particular country can receive green cards in a given year. No countries can receive more than 7% of the total numbers, i.e. B and FB preference visas in a given year. There are no per-country limits for immediate relative of U.S. citizens because of the numerical caps on certain green card category. There are significant weights for some categories, with sharper effects on a few countries. The wait for U.S. citizens to sponsor their brothers and sisters is more than 15 years for most parts of the world, but is 20 years for siblings from the Philippines and more than 22 years from those from Mexico. There are millions of people waiting in line abroad for family-sponsored green cards. There are hundreds of thousands of people waiting employment-sponsored green cards. Most of these people are residing in the U.S. on temporary working visas. However, when their children turn 21 years old, many of them are no more able to maintain lawful immigration status in the U.S. and risk becoming separated from their families. The process of scheduling the applicant's priority date is current when compared to the relevant final action date. 2. The applicant's green card case is interview-ready or documentarily qualified, meaning that all the proper forms, evidence, and fees necessary to make a decision on the green card application have been received by U.S. immigration agencies. The interview is initiated by U.S. immigration agencies when the following two requirements are met. Being current means that the applicant's priority date is earlier than the relevant final action date. If the relevant final action date is January 1, 2018, then applicants with a priority date earlier are said to be current. The relevant final action date refer to the final action date to applicants based on their preference classification and countries of birth. The month when applicants' priority date's current, U.S. immigration agencies look for an available interview slot in the month next to that month. How long applicants have to wait? This depends upon how busy U.S. consulate or USCIS field office is. Hope so this provided data in our video will be beneficial for you. Tell us what information you want us to share in our next video. Go in the comments section and share your reviews about our try of sharing the best and authentic news and information with you. Thanks a lot for watching.